When we're feeling depressed or low, it can often feel totally random and also that there's no way out of it. My name's Matt, I'm a qualified psychotherapist and meditation teacher, and in this video I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you may be feeling low or depressed, and also at the end a really effective technique that can help shift your mood and start to get you to feel more positive about things. Number 1, emotional numbing. So sometimes when we experience really painful emotions or really traumatic things happen to us, the body will start to shut down our range of emotion in order for us to continue to function and do what we need to do day to day. So think of it as taking your hand and plunging it into ice cold water. At first it's really painful, but then the body will shut down the pain receptors and the hand will go numb. Now this is exactly the same with our emotional life. We start to numb ourselves to our feelings in order for us to function, in order for us to survive. But the problem is, as we numb ourselves to the painful emotions, we also start to numb ourselves to the more positive emotions like joy and happiness. So what we need to do is connect to the warmth of those positive emotions which are still there. It's almost like taking the hand out of the cold water and letting the life come back to it. And I'm going to show you a really effective technique at the end of the video to help with that. Number 2, the past predicting the future. So when we're feeling low and depressed, it can sometimes seem like there's no point, that the future's only going to hold negative things for us. And this can be sometimes because our brain has taken the data of the past and is now projecting it into the future. So if you've had a lot of bad things happen to you, if things have gone wrong for you, if you've experienced trauma in your life, all that data will have gone into the brain, and then the brain is a predicting machine. It's going to predict and project an image of the future based on what's happened to it. Now, of course, the future isn't written. Just because bad things have happened to us in the past doesn't mean they're going to happen to us in the future. And also, there are already positive things happening right now in your life that you can connect to. And it's important to do that, because then that starts to reframe the projection that the brain is using to predict the future. So it's just about entering new data into the brain and starting to become aware of the positivity that's already existing in your life. Number 3, the fertile void. When we're feeling low or depressed, it's impossible sometimes to see that as anything but a negative. And we want to move out of that state as quick as possible. Now, I understand when we're feeling low and depressed, it's going to take a lot for you to see that as a positive. But sometimes depression is there to stop us moving in the way that we are, that is in detriment to our authentic self. This is what we call in psychology the fertile void. Low mood and depression come in and sort of shut us down. They tell us that we don't know what the next step is, that the future doesn't seem clear. We feel stuck, we feel that our lives are repeating, and that we don't really know where we're going, what we're doing. We sometimes feel lost, we sometimes feel lonely, we sometimes feel isolated and depressed. Now, of course, we don't want to stay in that state for a long time. But sometimes it's worth sitting with those feelings before we try and move on from them, because it may be the body's way of saying that something needs to change, that we're not living in alignment with our values or where we want to go in life. I talk a lot on my school community, Mind Hackers Calm Your Mind, about the automatic nature of our brain sometimes, the survival mind, that will run our lives on automatic and its own agenda if we let it. And sometimes feeling low and depressed is our chance to sit with those feelings, step out of the automatic nature of the survival mind, and take stock of our lives and ask ourselves, what needs to change? Can I change it? Do I need to do anything different to make myself happier? So the technique is this, it's really simple. What I want you to do is I want you to go out and buy a nice notebook. If you've got a nice notebook that you've not started using, you don't have to go out and purchase one. But if you haven't, don't use an old notebook. Get something nice that you're going to start fresh with. And what I want you to do is I want you to put it by your bed. And when you get home and you've done everything that you need to do and you've got into bed and you're ready to go to sleep, I want you to take out the notebook and I want you to write 3 things that went well that day. 3 things that you did well or that went well that day. You can even say why they happened, what your input was in making those things happen. Then I want you to write 2 things that you're grateful for. They can be anything at all. They can be big or small, but 2 things that you're really grateful for in your life right now. And then this is the difficult one. This is the one that we always find really hard. I want you to pay yourself 1 compliment. And it's not a compliment for doing something. I want it to be a compliment using the words I am. So I am kind. I am empathetic. I am supportive. I am resilient. Whatever you decide to put, I want it to be a state of being, something intrinsic about you that is positive rather than something that you do. When we do this, we start to enter new data into the brain. The brain has got set maybe on negativity and the lack of things in your life. By doing this every day, we're just recalibrating it to start to notice the positives. This can be really uncomfortable at first and there can be a lot of resistance to it. It can feel very inauthentic and very mechanical. But the more we do it, the more the brain just starts to recalibrate. And what this tends to do, nearly always when I work with clients, is start to focus the brain on positivity. Because you need to write that at the end of the day, you start to look for it in the day, and before you know it, that becomes automatic. And the filter that you're using to look at your life starts to change, and it starts to allow more positive things to be noticed. Give that a try. And if you want to learn more about how to control and deal with your emotions and thinking, then click on the school link below.